We now move from an inactive state of observation to describe the active state of thinking. In the previous topic 3.1, we described how thought is kindled when we observe an object, such as a table. In this inactive state, thought is similar to feeling in that they are both kindled by the object. I observe an object and both my feelings and opinions are aroused. The relationship of thought to the object changes if we choose to gain knowledge by forming a concept. I am conscious in the most positive way that the concept of a thing is formed through my activity. Conscious thinking is different than feeling, in that for feelings, pleasure or pain just happen to us. The way a feeling happens to me is comparable to the change in an object caused by a stone falling on it. We observe our feelings in the same way as we observe any outer event. The same is not true of concepts. To observe a concept, we have to become active and produce a concept. When we produce concepts, we gain knowledge of the world. When a feeling is aroused by an event, I will not truly understand why I feel this way until I produce a concept to gain knowledge of my feeling. When I add concepts to an event, I clearly know why I think this way. It is obvious in the concepts themselves. In thinking about a process, I am not concerned with an effect on me. I learn nothing about myself from knowing the concepts that correspond to the breaking of a pane of glass caused by a stone thrown against it. But I do learn something about myself by knowing the feeling that this event arouses in me. I say nothing about myself when I characterize an object with a concept and say, "This is a rose." When I say the rose gives me a feeling of pleasure, I characterize myself in my relation to the rose. A concept is formed by choosing to be active and think, while our feelings and all other things are observed as just happening to us.
Every experience you've ever had, every emotion, the anger you felt yesterday or a year ago, isn't here anymore. It arises and it passes away. And if it comes back in the present moment by virtue of your thinking about it again, it will subside again when you're no longer thinking about it. Now, this is something that people tend not to notice because we, rather than merely feel an emotion like anger, we spend our time thinking of all the reasons why we have every right to be angry. And so the conversation keeps this emotion in play for much, much longer than its kind of natural half-life. And if you're able, through mindfulness, to interrupt this conversation and simply witness the feeling of anger as it arises, you'll find that you can't be angry for more than a few moments at a time. If you think you can be angry for a day or even an hour without continually manufacturing this emotion by thinking without knowing that you're thinking, you're mistaken. And this is something you can just witness for yourself. This is an objective truth claim about the nature of subjective experience, and it's testable. And mindfulness is the tool that you would use to test it.